Have you ever noticed how some people, the moment they get power, start acting like they're above everyone else? It's almost as if they forget what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. There's an old saying, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." And honestly, it makes perfect sense. See, being a good servant isn't about being weak or just following orders without question. It's about developing discipline. It's about learning to listen, to respect others, to work hard, even when no one is praising you for it. Serving teaches patience. It teaches humility. It makes you understand what it feels like to be on the receiving end of decisions. And that's why it's so important. Because when you finally get to lead, those lessons matter. Think about it. If you've never learned to follow directions, how will you give directions that make sense? If you've never had to grind through the tough, thankless jobs, how will you empathize with the people doing them for you? The best leaders in history didn't start at the top. They started at the very bottom, sometimes in the toughest conditions. And because they knew what the struggles were, they led with understanding instead of arrogance. But here's the problem. When someone skips that part, when they've never been under authority, they often become disconnected. They see leadership as control, not responsibility. And instead of guiding people, they just command them. That's why serving well is actually leadership training in disguise. Every small job, every little responsibility, every time you help someone else succeed, it's preparing you for the moment when you're in charge. And when that moment comes, you'll know how to lead without losing your humanity. Because true mastery isn't about having power over people, it's about lifting them up. And you can't do that unless you've been where they are. So the next time you find yourself in a position where you're serving, don't see it as a low point. See it as the foundation of your future leadership. Remember, he who is not a good servant will not be a good master. And the best masters are the ones who never forget what it means to serve.